Basically, what we all have in common is that we're really active online and our readers are really active online. How many of you are here today because you heard about this online? Exactly. Right. So basically, it makes it not us shouting into the void, but rather we're having conversations with our readers, which is awesome. And This Is Teen is about taking those conversations from online to in real life. So after we talk, you can ask us questions. You can go back online where we are at Liva Bray, at Meg Cabot, at M. Steifvater, spell it right or bad things happen. And also, as the other Maggie mentioned before, if you go onto This Is Teen Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/thisisteen, there is a scavenger hunt component where they're giving away fun prizes like a MacBook Air and a pony. One of those is true. Anyway, so this is the part we're all going to talk, and because I already have the microphone, I'm going to talk first. Normally at these kinds of events, I like to talk about what inspired me to write the Shiver series, but the fact is, the thing that really inspired me to write the Shiver series is I really enjoy watching people cry. Yeah, I'm not a big crier myself, but I'm a fan of the sport as a spectator thing. Also, the tears of my readers keep me young. I'm actually 84 this year. But I'm not going to talk about that because it makes me sound like a terrible person. I'm just not going to do it. So instead, I'm going to talk about how I steal for a living. I had 2 books coming out this year. One of them is Forever. It comes out July 12th. It's the last book in the Wolves of Mercy Falls series. Some of you may have heard of it. And the second one is The Scorpio Races. It comes out October 18th, and I tell people it's about blood and beaches and kissing, and sometimes I tell them it's kind of like The Deadliest Catch meets My Little Pony. But people get scared, so I'm working on it. And the thing is, when I wrote both of these, I stole a lot. What makes a gentle author steal? Really, 2 big reasons. For Forever, I stole because I got stuck, and I was really stuck. Like no time ever before, I was feeling a lot of pressure. Linger was coming out. There was a lot of buzz around it. It had just hit #1 on the New York Times bestseller list. Was like, oh my God, awesome! And also, because all I could imagine while I was writing Forever is that if I didn't finish this trilogy right, I was going to have hundreds of thousands of readers coming after me with pitchforks in the night. Kill the beast! Yes, I watched a lot of Disney as a child. And so literally I wrote Forever like I had a gun pointed to my head. I was very dutiful about it. I put everything in that I thought was supposed to be put in. 2 weeks before my deadline, I sent my editor an email. Dear David, I hate it. I'm throwing it all out. I was not there when he got that email, but in my head, the reaction involved tears and not the kind that keep me young. So basically what I needed to do was I needed to write the book in a way that I was passionate about for me. No holds barred, not thinking about, the pitchforks, because that would just stop me in my tracks. And so I needed inspiration. To do that, I needed to steal from reality. I hit the books, doing more research on wolves. I'd already done a ton for Shiver and Linger, but there's always more. And in this case, I found a website for a group in Minnesota that tracks wolves. They catch them, they collar them, and they track them. They never met a wolf they didn't like to collar and track. And they have a big page of how all of these wolves died. And there are a lot of ways for wolves to die. Other wolves kill them, they get hit by trucks, they get shot by farmers, they die from starvation, they die from exposure. I mean, there's a lot of ways for wolves to die. And the one that really struck me is about this particular wolf had fallen into a sinkhole and then drowned in the mud at the bottom because it couldn't crawl back out. And I had 2 thoughts immediately upon reading this. First of all, what a horrible way to die. And then secondly, right after, readers are going to cry so much. I realize I'm not doing a good job on this whole terrible person thing, but I swear I'm trying. Anyway, that was all I needed. I was off and running. Single. Woo! You guys live forever. So that was the first reason why I steal. The second reason why I steal is because sometimes reality does it better than fiction. I could never come up with it. Let's go backwards in time to when I was young. Not when I was 16, because that's when I used to wear black all the time, black turtleneck, and when people asked me why, I would say things like, I'm mourning the death of modern society. Not that was a black time, a little before that, when I was very small. We were living in Wisconsin with my family. My parents were very strict. They were very fair, but very strict. We were kind of like the Von Trapp children. We had a very strict 8 o'clock bedtime, and it was a very cold night, and I remember it was right before our bedtime. We went out to the backyard, and we could see the northern lights. How many of you have seen the northern lights in person? You know, in California, where they're everywhere. They are gorgeous. But we couldn't see them very well because we were in town and the lights really obscured them. And so we looked at them and we're like, oh, that's cool, but they're so far away. But it was our bedtime, so we trooped sadly back in. And much to my amazement, my very strict father took us and threw us into the car. And this is not a murder mystery, I swear. And we just headed out of town, due north. And then he would say, okay, you guys look out the window, and wherever the lights are brightest, that is the direction we will turn. And so we drove down all these crazy back roads. For an hour, we chased these northern lights until we ended up in this giant field, totally pitch black, and above us, the northern lights, as far as you could see, every single color, just totally magical. I could not invent a scene better than that. Spending an hour chasing magic, and it's just, can't really hold it, but you're so close. And so I'm not going to invent that. I stole the core of that scene and I put it into Forever, and I think that's totally a legitimate reason for stealing, and I'm not at all a terrible person. Anyway, so I hope you love Forever, and I hope you cry buckets like little girls in public in mascara. And with that, I'm going to pass you over to Meg, who might treat you better, but I doubt it.